यस्य रूपमधिकम् प्रच्छन्नगुप्तं धनम् विद्या भोगकरी यशः सुखकरी विद्या गुरुणा गुरुः विद्या बन्धुजनो विदेशगमने विद्या परं दैवतम् विद्या राजसु पूज्यते न तु धनम् विद्या विहीनः पशुः विद्या प्रशस्यते लोकैः विद्या सर्वत्र गौरवा विद्यया लभते सर्वम् विद्वान् सर्वत्र पूज्यते ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते।
Dr. Vijayalakshmi Kannan has done her Bachelor's in Computer Science followed by a Master's degree in Management. She has cleared the National Eligibility Test. She holds a Ph.D. in Business Economics. She is the Head of Department, School of Business and Mass Media Departments in Mulund College of Commerce. She is the founder, chairperson of Entrepreneurship Development and Innovation Cell at the college. Her 18 research papers have been published in renowned national and international journals. She had been invited as a resource person and a jury member to various national and international conferences. Her passion and aptitude for teaching has enabled her to recognize as one of the enthusiastic faculties. Her Ph.D. study focused on learning and knowing about the customer experiences and their impact on customer lifetime value in a retail store. To map the same, she did a detailed literature review to analyze and examine the correlation between customer experiences and its impact on customer lifetime value in a retail store. She collected, analyzed, and interpreted primary data from the customers of various stores from Mumbai and Thane. Through her study, she has also strived to provide suggestions to the policymakers and the retail stores. She is the recipient of Thane Gunijan Award for her contribution to the field of education. Further, she has received 2 awards for best paper presentations. So welcome Vidyvachspati, Dr. Vijayalakshmi Kannan.
Namaskar. First of all, I thank our management, Parlitilak Vidyalaya Association and Mulund College of Commerce for giving me an opportunity to present my Ph.D. thesis topic, Mapping of Customer Experience and its impact on customer lifetime value. What is customer experience and customer lifetime value? We all love to go to a retail shop and purchase products. For example, if we wanted to purchase a shampoo, we see in the board, we see 4 or 5 brands. We check one by one for the ingredients and for the price and what is it, everything. And then we choose only one product into our trolley. Rest all these things we are keeping back in their original place. The marketers and retailers, they are actually trying to find out what is that particular factor customer is being deciding upon. So that is what the biology where the retailers are working on it. Now, the behavioral economics is again one of the main paradigm now where many of the retailers are giving their impact on how to analyze and access and understand the customer. Now, the retail market is growing very fast in India, and it is getting overwhelming response among all the cities. Our customer experience mainly analyzes about customer loyalty and the retention policies, and in what are all the competency of the players available in the market, so that they can be able to retain the customer for their long run. What is customer experience? It is actually overall all cumulative experiences every time the customer is visiting the store, and he is gathering the experiences starting from getting to know about the store, discover it, and by purchasing product, using it, then approving it, and at last becoming an advocate or advocacy of the product and the retail store to its near and dears. The customer experience map is a graphical representation of the journey of a customer in a particular retail store. Customer lifetime value. What is customer lifetime value? This is nothing other than a customer's net present value for its all the future purchases in a particular shop. So, in his lifetime, how much the customer will be keep on coming to the retail store, he will be frequently purchasing, and he will be having very less problems or issues or complaints with the retail store. Now, we have to know what is customer lifetime value, and we have to map it with the significant retail shop. To know that, we need a tool that is actually known as 7A scale. Here, Dr. Nagendra Chaudhary had devised a 7A scale, and through that we had tried to measure what is the customer lifetime value and it is really useful for the retail shop or not. This is again only a measurement to capture all the experiences of the customer and how these experiences will be helpful for the customer as well as for the retailer to retain the customer. Now, whenever we are talking about CLV, it is again the expectations of the customer plus his actual experiences. First, we are capturing the expectations from the customer, and then we are measuring the original experiences of the customer. By analyzing these two values, we see where and all customer is having more expectations, whether the retail shop could be able to match that, or they need more exercises to compete with that. Now, with respect to the 7 A's, it is access, architecture, assistant, assortment, alignment, augmentation, and association value. What is success? It is accessibility, proximity, and the prominent location of the retail store. Architecture is again the look and feel, the store layout, the design, the aesthetics, convenience, as well as store management. Assortment is actually what the customer is looking for. That is again product, the variety, quality, the competitive pricing, width and depth of the product, value for money, and the merchandise management, etc. Assistant is again the proactiveness of the employees, the trained and helpful staff, how much the customer is at ease at the store. Alignment is again how all these elements are aligned with respect to the customer's expectations and experiences. Augmentation is on how the customer preferences are matched and how we can be able to give him a more satisfied experience. Association value is how the customer is feeling very happy or he is proud to be associated with the particular brand or the retail store. Our research is mainly to find out in many of the retail stores how the customer experience is being measured and how the customer lifetime value is being calculated and how we can be able to map that. In order to conduct this research, we had selected around 30 retail shops, organized retail shops in Mumbai and Thane cities, and amongst all these 30 shops, 840 respondents were approached. These people were at least twice they had visited the shop, so they have some kind of an expectations among the shop, as well as they had some experience. From the 840, after the data cleaning, 781 data we could be able to use for our thesis. Now, here the main question for the retailer is whether really I can able to map the customer experience and what are all the priorities the customer is looking forward while he is coming to the retail shop, and do the relevant category and the attributes really satisfy the customer. And with all the 7 A's, whether the customer lifetime value we can able to calculate and measure, and do the customers they could able to take a decision on the basis of their experience. In order to conduct this, we had first studied around 140 research papers about whether this customer experience map is mapping as well as the lifetime value is already conducted in various part of Indian cities. In 2-3 papers, we could be able to find out the customer experience and their lifetime value in urban cities. So we wanted to extend that to Mumbai also. So this particular research concentrate mainly on Mumbai and Thane cities. After going through these papers, we could able to see that there is a gap between the current literature, current research and the customer experience management as well as the customer lifetime value. So we try to find out the main reasons, factors, and what are all the attributes that are all majorly contributed to customer experience management. For this, in order to have a proper research, we had conducted a random sampling, stratified random sampling survey of 840 people. Amongst that, 741 people data was being used for this research. For data analysis, in order to find out various aspects and attributes, we had conducted so many test analysis using SPSS software. To name a few, they are factor analysis, ANOVA, prt test, chi-square test, structure equation analysis, regression model, and indexing and modeling. Now, after testing the scale reliability adequacy of all the data, we had conducted a very in-depth analysis about this particular data collection, and we got some findings for this study. The structure equation model, again, which is actually telling that there is a kind of mapping between the expectations and experiences of the customer, and that is really helpful for the retailer to find out where and all the retailer has to enhance his attributes, where and all the customer is really happy, and where and all the customer is need some kind of improvement from the retailer. The expectations and experience of the customer clearly shows the customer expectations are really high, and majorly all the retail stores of our study lacks in meeting that kind of an expectation. Somewhere it is on the product range, somewhere it is on the assistance, somewhere it is on the proximity of the store. In each and every attribute, the customer expectations are higher than the customer experiences. So this again proves that the retailer has to work in those retail stores where the customer has to be satisfied for those attributes. The gap analysis mainly shows that the assortment and in the access, the customer need more emphasis from the retailer. When the assistant side, they need where and all they are lagging for some information, awareness or idea. They expect some staff member has to come and they have to guide them with the proper help. And in assortment, they need the proper quantity of the product, quality of the product, the width and depth of the product, variety, competitive pricing, and majorly the availability of the product whenever they are in the need. The pivot table of mapping of Mumbai stores and Thane stores shows that Amongst all the things, the pantaloons as well as the lifestyle, these two stores were a most sought and most satisfied stores from the customers. From our study, we could be able to find out that the 7A model is really suitable for customer experience and with respect to the retail stores. The 7A model find the customer lifetime value, and it also helps in finding out the comparative study of agglomerated retail stores in the study area. The demographic variables like age, gender, income, that is also a very crucial factor in finding the customer experience dimensions, and there is a significant difference with the expectations and experiences of customer. So there are 30 items in the 7 dimensions, and these 30 items, the customers feel that their expectations are to be met and to be taken very seriously by the retail store. The significant difference between the location as well as the influence of each and every dimension in the customer lifetime value contributes a lot for the customer experience. The experience mapping with the 7A model really help to understand the customer in a better manner. By mapping the customer experience, the retail store can be able to know when and all, where and all, how the customer can be satisfied, and in what are all the dimensions he has to enhance his effort, and where he is having a strong best practices and where he has to actually work more effectively on it. The map will be a ready reckoner for the retailer to understand the customer and to retain the customer in a more favorable in a manner for its lifetime value. The customer lifetime value, again, it reveals that the dimensions where the customer is really eager upon to have the relationship with the retail store for a longer period of time. When we are talking about the customer experience dimension, as I said earlier, the age, gender and income, they are majorly playing a crucial role, and with respect to the stores, the assortment, the assistant and the access, they are playing a very crucial role in deciding upon which retail store to shop. So the retail store owners, the marketers, the strategists, they have to be very much keen on understanding about the behavior, mainly with respect to these 4 dimensions. In recommendation, the study again provides the retail shops have to conduct this customer experience surveys very frequently with different set of customers, so that they can be able to get the actual customer experience, and on the basis of that they can make the improvements in the retail store. Now the retailers, they should give an attempt to understand the internal customers, that is we call them as employees, to give them proper training, appreciation and recognition, so that the assistant part of the 7 A's can be very helpful to the customers. If the local or the internal customers, the employees, if they are happy, then they would be able to make the customers also happy, and in vice versa, that will bring more laurels to the brand. When we are talking about the customer experience, this retailers, they not only they focus on the significant demographic factors, but also they have to actually understand the expectations and the experiences of the consumer as a whole. Now, this customer experience, as it is gaining momentum nowadays, it could be able to actually give more and more insight to the local unorganized retail sectors also, so that in many other ways, like using technology, they can also be able to reach out to customer in a more better manner. After the recommendations, we have some suggestions for the retailers. That is mainly, they try various ways and means to understand the customer, to get the proper customer experience, and they will be trying to fulfill and enhance the customer experience by increasing the expectations, and by that they can also able to get a higher customer lifetime value. When the customer lifetime value is higher, that invariably it is going to lead to a more profit, and it will lead to a more successful retail operations for the retailer also. The retailer need to imbibe a robust customer experience mechanism, and where the employee also become an impeccable part of this system, and they used to get suggestions from customers on their expectations versus the actual experience, and on the basis of those judgments, customer judgments, they could be able to get more output for their retail stores. The retailer, they should make the 7A scale becoming a best fit model for understanding the customer, and the dimensions can be on a regular basis, it can be checked, and it can be made modifications so that the retail store can be able to serve the customer beyond satisfaction. In customer experience, if the satisfied customer can be transformed into a delighted customer, then the gap between the expectations and the experience will reduce. Thus, it will help the retailer to retain the customer and to increase the customer lifetime value to a sustainable manner. If customer lifetime value is being sustained, if customer is being happy and delighted to be associated with the retail brand, then they will become an advocate of this brand amongst their dears and nears, and through that we can be able to reach out to more number of customers, and we can be able to serve and create a strong customer base in the years to come. When we are talking about the managerial implications, this particular design, as per this place, the access and the architecture of the store, this place could be able to give a better approach for the management and for the retailer, for the strategist, to find out in what are all the best ways they can be able to make the customer aware about it and use their retail store, and the customers has become advocates of their brands. This model can be used as a very good communication tool, where the customers can be approached by the best practices of the store, by the competitiveness of the store, and that will also bring more and more customers to the store. If the customer experience map is really matching with the expectations and experience of the customer, then more and more customer will be happy to come back. Thus, the retaining of customer will become a very easy task for the retailer. The scope for further now we had extended this to only limited stores in Mumbai and Thane. We would like to expand the study for overall Mumbai city with various other retail stores, as well as in further scope we would like to extend it to unorganized retail sector also, with the help of technology, how customer experience and customer lifetime value can be achieved in a more sustainable manner for all small retailers as well as for the big chains. To conclude this session, the customer experience management and customer lifetime value is not a new one in India, but more and more retail stores are yet to use and practice this session to enhance the customer experience. We recommend and suggest more organized retail sectors to use this method to understand their customer in a more better manner, to give them a remarkable, enjoyable customer experience, and for non-organized retail sector to use this method to compete with the organized retail sector in a more better manner. Thank you for the opportunity. Namaste.
ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते